to a greener world has been a top priority over the last few years. With new options always hitting the market, it's important to choose the right energy option for your company.
Natural gas is actually the cleanest form of energy generation, aside from renewables like wind and solar, obviously. But the problem there is it's physically impossible to produce all the U.S.'s energy needs just with renewables. So natural gas has to be that bridge fuel to get us from where we are now to where we want to be in the future with a carbon-free grid.
Secure Source Energy will fund, design, build, and operate tri-generation systems that help your property save money and reduce your carbon footprint.
Here at Secure Source Energy, we specialize in distributed generation, with emphasis on cogeneration and tri-generation. Essentially, what we do is we burn a single input fuel, in most cases natural gas, and we generate electricity, thermal energy, and/or cooling. Our model is somewhat unique in that we fund, design, construct, own, operate, and maintain all of our projects for the client. One of the goals here at Secure Source was to streamline what we call the onboarding process with our clients. After initial contact, the first thing we do is we ask them for copies of 1 to 3 years of their utility bills. That can be done via access to their utility portal, which is the way we usually do it. We developed a very sophisticated piece of software here where we put in those bills, we put in a lot of the information on the building. At such time, we get what we call the first glance or the case study. If it passes or if it clears a certain hurdle, then we'll go out over about a 2-hour period. We'll walk the facility, understanding the systems, the tenants, the use of the property or building, and then we put that into the software.
There are cogeneration companies across the country that will design and build a generation plant for you, or a combined heat and power plant, or even a combined cooling, heating, and power plant like we do. However, we're the only one in the U.S. that will completely fund that operation. We make our revenue streams come from the electricity that we produce and sell to the building, the hot water that we produce and sell to the building, and the chilled water. And we're going to sell that to the building at a cheaper price than they can either produce it themselves or buy it from a utility.
Because of the shift to a cleaner, greener world, large cities like New York are enacting laws that require buildings to reduce their carbon emissions significantly in the next couple decades.
Local Law 97, I call it a landmark carbon reduction law legislation. What it does is it benchmarks every building over 25,000 square feet in New York City and sets a threshold. Starting in 2025, that threshold, if you are above that in carbon, if your carbon footprint is above that, you pay a penalty. That penalty is paid yearly, and it is significant.
Electricity that we're producing on site has a much lower carbon footprint than the electricity off the grid. And the same thing goes for the heating aspect and the cooling aspect. Because we're capturing heat from our engines, we're not burning natural gas separately to make it, we're not using steam to make it. Those heating energy units have a much lower carbon footprint for the building. So their overall footprint is going to be reduced anywhere from 15 to 30, maybe even 35% in total. And that's a huge benefit for compliance for laws like Local Law 97 and those that are being anticipated in other areas of the country.
To learn more about Secure Source Energy or their efficient and affordable natural gas solutions, visit their website, securesourceenergy.com, or watch this segment again at InsideTheBlueprint.com.